One company now controls both the trucks that deliver food to restaurants and the warehouses where restaurant owners buy it themselves. $29 billion just bought the power to decide what you pay for dinner tonight, tomorrow, and for years to come. $291 billion. That is the price tag on the largest food distribution merger in American history. Sysco, the company that already delivers food to 1 in every 3 restaurants in America, just swallowed Restaurant Depot whole. 166 warehouses across 35 states absorbed overnight. And the most shocking part? The real cost won't show up on any corporate balance sheet. It will show up on your dinner plate. Here is what is at stake. This is not just another corporate merger headline you scroll past. This deal reshapes the entire pipeline from the farm that grows your tomatoes to the restaurant that puts them on your plate. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how Sysco built its empire, why Restaurant Depot was the final puzzle piece, and the specific economic mechanism that could push your restaurant bills up by 15 to 20%. And stay until the end, because the most disturbing part of this story is not the merger itself. It is what happens when regulators try to stop it and fail. To understand why this deal is a seismic event, you need to understand how food actually reaches your favorite restaurant. There are 2 roads. Road 1 is delivery. A broadline distributor like Sysco sends a truck to the restaurant's back door. Everything arrives. Meat, vegetables, napkins, cleaning supplies. The restaurant pays a premium for that convenience. Road 2 is cash and carry. The restaurant owner drives to a warehouse like Restaurant Depot, walks the aisles with a flatbed cart, picks their own products, pays at checkout, and hauls it back in their own vehicle. Smaller restaurants, food trucks, independent diners, they live on Road 2. It is cheaper, more flexible, and until last week, it was completely independent from Sysco's grip. Think of it like this. Sysco owned the highway. Now, they just bought the only gas station on it. Let me introduce you to Jay. Jay owns a small taco shop in Austin, Texas. 22 seats, 1 cook, and a loyal crowd of regulars. Every Tuesday and Friday morning at 5 a.m., Jay drives his pickup truck to Restaurant Depot. He walks the cold aisles, squeezes the avocados himself, compares prices on chicken thighs, and loads up his truck. His weekly supply run costs about $1,400. That is roughly 30% cheaper than what Sysco would charge to deliver the same items to his door. That savings is the difference between Jay keeping his tacos at $9 and having to charge $12. For 20 years, this system worked beautifully. Restaurant Depot, founded in 1990 by the Jetro Cash and Carey family, grew to 166 locations with over $6 billion in annual revenue. Independent restaurant owners had a genuine alternative to the big distributors. They had leverage. If Sysco raised delivery prices, owners like Jay could shift more purchases to Restaurant Depot. If Restaurant Depot got too crowded or raised prices, Jay could call Sysco for delivery. Competition kept both sides honest. Between 2010 and 2023, food distribution margins stayed remarkably stable, hovering between 4 and 6%. Restaurants thrived. New openings hit record numbers. In 2023 alone, over 60,000 new restaurants launched in the United States. But here is the detail everyone missed. While restaurant owners celebrated their choices, Sysco was quietly studying the one market segment it could not crack, the cash and carry customer. But here is where it gets terrifying. On March 27, 2026, Sysco announced it would acquire Jetro Restaurant Depot for approximately $29.1 billion. Both boards approved the deal within days. The chess move was years in the making. Sysco had tried this before. In 2013, Sysco attempted to acquire U.S. Foods, its largest direct competitor, for $3.5 billion. The Federal Trade Commission blocked it in 2015, arguing it would create a dangerous duopoly in food delivery. Sysco backed off, but it learned something crucial from that failure. Regulators focused on horizontal mergers, meaning companies that do the same thing. Sysco buying US Foods was two delivery giants merging, easy to block. But Sysco buying Restaurant Depot? That is a vertical integration play. A delivery company buying a pickup warehouse? Different business models, different customers, different regulatory playbook. It is like Amazon buying Whole Foods in 2017. Nobody saw a tech company and a grocery chain as competitors until it was too late. And the timing is surgical. Restaurant Depot's founding family reportedly explored a sale after the company's growth plateaued. Post-pandemic. Meanwhile, Sysco's stock had underperformed the S&P 500 by 12% over 2 years. Wall Street was pressuring CEO Kevin Auerkin for a growth catalyst. Both sides needed this deal. Now consider the math. Sysco already controls roughly 17% of the U.S. food distribution market, generating over $76 billion in annual revenue. Restaurant Depot adds $6 billion more, plus direct access to a customer base Sysco has never been able to reach efficiently. The small independent operator. Combined, Sysco will touch an estimated 22% of every dollar spent on food distribution in America. The truly alarming part? I will get to that in a moment. But first, you need to understand what happens when one company owns both sides of the equation. Imagine you're negotiating your salary. Now imagine your boss also owns the only other company in town that would hire you. That is the position independent restaurants are about to be in. Sysco delivers to your door and owns the warehouse where you would go to avoid Sysco's prices. The escape hatch just locked from the outside. Now, here is the part that keeps economists up at night. This merger does not just affect restaurants. It sends shockwaves backward through the entire food supply chain. Start with the farmers. Restaurant Depot historically sourced from a diverse network of regional suppliers and smaller farms. That diversity gave those producers multiple buyers to negotiate with. When Sysco absorbs Restaurant Depot, those regional suppliers suddenly face a single mega buyer. And in economics, when one buyer dominates a market, it is called a monopsony. The buyer dictates terms. Prices paid to farmers and small producers drop. Margins get squeezed. The small dairy farm in Wisconsin that sold cheese to Restaurant Depot now negotiates with Sysco's procurement team, a team that buys for a $76 billion operation and has zero incentive to pay a premium. If Sysco offered even 5% less to suppliers, that would strip roughly $3.8 billion annually from the producers who feed America. Some will survive, many will not. Next, consider the restaurant owners. Jay, our taco shop owner in Austin, now faces a new reality. His Tuesday morning run to Restaurant Depot still happens, but the prices on those shelves are now set by the same company that offers him delivery. Sysco has every incentive to gradually raise cash and carry prices to nudge Jay toward the higher margin delivery service. It will not happen overnight. It never does. It will be a 2% increase here, a discontinued discount there. Death by 1,000 cuts. Economic modeling from food industry analysts suggests that within 3 to 5 years of consolidation, prices in concentrated distribution markets rise between 8 and 15%. But here is the scenario that should genuinely worry you. What if Sysco had not bought Restaurant Depot, and instead, a competitor like US Foods or Performance Food Group had acquired it? That alternative timeline looks radically different. A rival owning Restaurant Depot would have created a genuine multi-channel competitor to Sysco, one that could undercut on both delivery and pickup. Prices would have stayed competitive. Innovation would have accelerated. Instead, the most powerful counterweight to Sysco just became part of Sysco. And the scariest domino has not even fallen yet, because this deal still needs regulatory approval. And the precedent set here will determine whether food distribution in America remains competitive or becomes a monopoly for a generation. So what does this mean for you? Let us be brutally specific. Americans spend an average of $3,500 per person annually on dining out. If restaurant supply costs rise by 15% due to reduced competition, and restaurants pass through even half of that increase, your annual dining bill jumps by roughly $260. That is $22 a month. Think of it this way. That 15% supply cost increase is like 2 fewer date nights a year vanishing from your budget, not because you chose to stay home, but because someone in a boardroom decided your choices should cost more. Jay feels it first. His avocado costs climb 8%. His chicken thighs jump 11%. He holds his taco price at $9 for 3 months, eating the loss, hoping it is temporary. It is not. By month 4, his tacos are $10.50. 3 regulars stop coming. His Tuesday morning drive to Restaurant Depot now feels different. The aisles look the same, but the prices do not. And Jay cannot go anywhere else. There is no alternative warehouse. There is no competing delivery service that matches the scale. The safety net is gone. Now multiply Jay by the 600,000 independent restaurants in America. Multiply that by the families who eat at those restaurants. This is not an abstract economic theory. This is the price of your Friday night pizza, your birthday dinner, your kid's after-practice burger. Every single meal touched by this supply chain gets more expensive. And here is what makes this personal. You cannot opt out. Even if you cook at home, Sysco supplies grocery stores too. The consolidation reaches your kitchen whether you eat out or not. Every great monopoly in history followed the same playbook. Consolidate quietly. Promise efficiency. Raise prices once the alternatives are gone. Standard Oil did it with kerosene. AT&T did it with phone calls. And now Sysco is doing it with the food on your plate. The deal awaits regulatory approval, expected by early 2027. The FTC has a narrow window to act. If they approve this merger, they are not just approving a business transaction. They are approving a future where one corporation holds pricing power over the most basic human need, eating. So I will leave you with this question. When was the last time a monopoly made anything cheaper for you? Think about that the next time you open a menu. And if this story matters to you, share it with someone who eats, which is everyone. If this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I cover the economic forces that silently reshape your daily life. Drop a comment telling me what you're paying for meals in your city. I read every single one. I will see you in the next one.